spiked out. I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I'm most definitely from. Hey.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to This Week in Startups. It is Friday, May 21st. Very special episode today. Today is the day that I'm going to kill my Facebook account. A day in which the Facebook story just keeps rolling on and on.
Why would you kill your Facebook?
Why would you kill your Facebook? I have been saying for over a year on this program, and also Leo Laporte's This Week in Tech, and in my email newsletter, that I do not trust Mark Zuckerberg.
But you've mentioned this, and they've taken steps to rectify the situation.
Not really.
Really?
I don't believe they've taken steps to
Have they made a mistake again?
They've made many mistakes, as you know, in the last couple of weeks. But it's a overriding feeling I have that this is not a company you want to trust your data with. I believe that you should trust people, in the start of the relationship to do the right thing. I think you give everybody a fair shot. And I think we all gave Facebook a fair chance to win us over, and let's face it, it is a good product. It's well designed, it's clean, and it's got a lot of functionality for storing your photos, building out your social graph, your family tree, sharing videos, playing games, Farmville, etc. However, the company's behavior, I believe, is wildly unethical. Now, this is based on my opinion. However, backing up my opinion is a long line of lawsuits and settlements, and a long line of pundits and the press detailing misstep after misstep after misstep, specifically in the privacy space. We saw this with Facebook and their Beacon program, where they were taking people buying movie tickets, at Fandango, or as an example, and then syndicating that information back to their newsfeed without letting people know they were going to do that. Facebook started as a closed service, and they flipped it to open, where the default was everything open. And we went through this on the program and in my email newsletter, where they duped people. You got these dialog boxes that just said, we are enhancing your privacy experience. We're enhancing our privacy tools. Click here. When you click here, it basically flips everything to open. And you can really tell defaults matter, in my opinion. And the default that Facebook started with private, built an expectation with private, has now become public.
But certainly Facebook upper management has come out to address these concerns.
Interestingly, Facebook has not addressed any of these concerns. If you go to Facebook's blog, over the past couple weeks, they're not even bringing up the privacy issue. And what's particularly disturbing is they have a Business Insider, a great blog slash website, has been bringing up these chat transcripts from Zuckerberg's past. And I don't mean to harp on somebody's past when they're a child or when they're in college and hold their feet to the fire if they, did keg handstands or something, or got drunk one night and passed out on the street. That's one thing. But what Zuckerberg did, and it's all outlined in The Accidental Billionaire, will be in the movie, and what the reports have been, is shocking. And if you want to give him credit for being the youngest billionaire ever, or raising all this venture capital, or building such a fine product, then it is a fine product. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh my God, Facebook's a bad product. I think it's a great product run by a bad actor, somebody with bad intent. And Zuckerberg, the long list of complaints, he was working for another company, ConnectU, and then delayed the launch of their social network, joked with his friends on Instant Messenger of how he was going to screw them over by delaying, then not delivering the goods that they were paying him to do, and then launching his competitor product, the Facebook. Stealing all the information for the Facebook from Harvard and the pictures, reportedly facing a disciplinary hearing, reportedly breaking into, I'm doing reportedly in front of those things, but it seems like it's become fact. And somebody doesn't deny that these things happened, if this was me and this was all lies, I would be out there saying, I'm suing you for slander for saying this stuff. But he's not doing that, which means I think a reasonable person could infer if you're not denying it or suing the person for saying something salacious, the salacious thing might be true. That's my logic. Breaking into Harvard Crimson's journalists' emails to see what they were writing about him, moving the assets of the Facebook company from one company to another, reportedly to screw Eduardo, his partner, massive lawsuits, just a generally, I think, bad actor, Mark Zuckerberg. And the behavior of the company is bad. And I think that as somebody inside the industry, I don't want our industry to abuse its users. I started in the internet industry in the early 90s. In fact, I was on the internet in the late 80s when it was called BitNet when I went to college. And I was on bulletin board systems, BBSs, in the 80s. The internet and technology, and specifically the online space, represents something to me that is very important beyond business and beyond making money. It represents to me, and many of the people of my generation, the Generation X people, freedom, democracy, the ability to play in a level playing field. It is something that we define ourselves on a generational basis. And I believe that Facebook is taking all that is great about the internet, all that is fair, balanced, and they're corrupting it. And they're using it for their own gain. And the final straw for me was taking all of this information and giving it to partners in perpetuity through their liking program and partnership programs with Yelp and other people. And I think it's time for us to vote by walking. Now, you don't have to shut down your Facebook account and kill it like I am today to participate in this. I think you could become what I'm calling a Facebook ghost. And one of our readers had this concept, and I don't have his name or her name right now, but I will give them credit in the show notes. And here we've made a logo that you can see on my desktop. And I've replaced, if you pull up my desktop, my picture with this picture of Facebook Ghost, which you can get on my blog, Calacanis.com. And I deleted the last couple of months of updates. I deleted all of my photos. And I put a little message here saying I'm no longer using Facebook due to their horrible privacy track record. I encourage you to become a Facebook Ghost, removing all your content, stop updating your feed, and putting a Facebook Ghost image up. And I took out all my basic information, and I deleted everything in the system. This took hours. They do not make it easy for you to get out of this thing. But I have succeeded in doing that. And I suggest one of three things. If you feel like this company is a bad actor, if you feel that this company is invading privacy and tricking their users too much, one, the lightest thing you can do is to become a Facebook ghost. The next thing you can do is suspend your account. And the third thing you can do is delete your account. So now we've gone over why I'm doing this. I should probably walk you through some of the settings and how to do this. Any questions, Tyler?
Yeah, two things. You had a magic moment somewhere in the mid to late 80s when you were on those BBS systems.
Yeah.
And it hit you like a ton of bricks.
Absolutely.
As I think it did for everyone over the age of maybe 30.
Right.
And it was this holy tamale. Who are these people talking about my favorite band from Toledo? Sure. And it was magic.
It was magic.
Literally magic.
I am making friends. I am communicating for free around the world on a global basis. You know, before that time, if you wanted to communicate with somebody in another country or even in another state, you had two choices, you know, getting on a bus or getting on a plane, or maybe like an 800 chat line. And people would actually do that. They'd pick up the phone. People want to socialize so much that they'd pick up an 800 number and pay 99 cents a minute to talk to people.
And that, I think that was a profound experience for the people who were there at the beginning who felt that. And it felt almost like a gift had come down from on high.
It absolutely has a spiritual feeling to me.
Right. I just based on the math of Zuckerberg being, I think he just turned 26, yes. I don't think he was old enough to have experienced that event that I was very lucky. I was at the very beginning of that. And a lot of other people who had that sort of magic moment and in trust and felt this magic.
They knew what it was like before.
Right.
And they knew how powerful a change it was. And maybe he didn't have that experience.
This is what I'm getting at.
Or maybe he's just a bad guy.
Now here's I want to touch that one as well, which is it that he's a bad guy, or is it that he has an agenda and a mission and he is so bent on seeing it through that he's willing to do what he's got to do?
Screw people.
Right.
Who knows? All I know is we are defined by our actions. And the actions of Mark Zuckerberg have been, from day one, in our industry and in our lives, untrustworthy. I believe this individual has a deep-seated ethics problem. Anybody who steals the way he steals, who double-crosses the way he double-crosses, and who tries to dupe their users is either very stupid or has nefarious bad intent. Now, nobody could execute a product as good as Facebook and be stupid. So my logic leaves me with the latter. I think he's a great business person. I think he's a great product guy. But I think that deep down there is something wrong with this individual, that he will not, even when his company is under tremendous attack. I mean, he's a 26-year-old guy. I was 26. I was running my own company. I had 70 employees. If somebody had a problem with me, I would be out there in public talking about it and defending myself. And so that leads me to say, who, under this type of attack and scrutiny, what CEO, founder of a company, would not discuss the issue with the press, public, and their users? What type of person would not defend themselves?
A person hell-bent on a mission.
Or a person who's guilty.
Well, yeah, they're not mutually exclusive.
Correct. And I think the reason he has not come out publicly and discussed these issues, and the reason these issues have become so bad, is because he will not even take an ounce of feedback or criticism about these issues. And he says things like, hey, listen, privacy's over, get over it, you know? And well, what if we as individuals don't agree with him? Well, he says, my platform is going to be this way, and if you don't like it, you can leave. And so today, I think, is a celebration of leaving a product that we don't agree with. Now, I'm not delusional here. I don't think me deleting my page is going to stop Facebook. But I do know that I've been writing this issue for over a year. And in the beginning, 10% of people were in agreement with me. And now 60, 70, 80% of people believe that Facebook has an ethics problem around privacy and does not care about its users.
There's a new issue. The most recent issue is what?
There was reports in the Wall Street Journal that they're selling user data to advertisers. So if you were to click on an ad about HIV testing or I'm trying to think of something very personal, a drug.
Pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
Yeah.
Because they were putting your user ID and the URLs, it was basically getting passed on to the advertiser through the click and data. And you know, I think that as this unravels, we will find out more and more places where the bodies are buried.
So it's getting to a boiling point where this is either going to have his position of kind of ignoring is either going to, it's gotten to such a, the fever is getting to a sort of critical mass where he's either right in his position and it will, you know, only this real minority of people are, you know, going to have a problem with it and he's just going to keep on trucking, or this will be the beginning of
the end. I think Facebook is a very powerful product. And I know extracting myself from it has been something I've had to do with great consideration. I have 5,000 people on my page. I looked at my referrers and said, my God, can I give up that as a marketing channel? Just as a product person, you know, I have product to sell at times. I want to keep my fans, my friends, and my family involved in my life, my photos of my daughter, things I'm doing, my plans for the weekend, where I'm checking in on GoWalla, you know, purchases I'm making on Blippi. I want to syndicate those things and share them with people. And what I've come to realize is I don't need Facebook to do that. And this is where I think that people can delete their Facebook account or deactivate it or make it a Facebook ghost. And I think that you should do it in those steps. I think today is a day for people who are thinking about this to just go ahead and make your account a Facebook ghost. Go ahead and place your URL of your account in here. And let's go through some of the steps of how to do this. Obviously, you know how to change your photos. But when you get to your account settings here and you look at your privacy settings, this is when you start to see how mischievous this company is. I just hit privacy and look at all these controls. There could be a very easy privacy setting here which says, I would like to share my information with my friends, my family, friends of my friends and family, or no one, right? You just have one drop-down. Instead of that, they do obscurification, control by obscurification. You have to go and drill down into all of these things. So here, I'm going into my personal information, and look at this menu of how many items. And oh, do I want my bio and favorite quotes shown with everyone, my friends and family, friends only, or customize? And you notice here it doesn't say on this level of the drop-down, it doesn't say here, No one. Do you notice that? Take a look at that, Tyler. Everyone, friends and family, friends only, and then customize. Customize is an intimidating word. But if you click on customize, you can come back here and it says, OK, make this visible to, which is the same exact dialog box. Friends of friends, friends only, specific people, only me. So they hide 2 levels. This is 4 levels deep. If I only want to share these things with myself, in other words, I don't want these public, I have to go 4 levels deep, from the main page to the settings page to the privacy page, and then down into personal information and posts, and then into custom privacy. What they've done, I mean, it took me hours to figure all this out. I've been in the internet industry since before the web browser existed. Literally. The web browser didn't exist when I started on the internet. And here I say only me, and I save those settings. So what you can do is just go in here and say, I'm going to take my religious point of views here, and I'm going to customize it, and I'm going to do the drop-down. Only me can see my religious views. And then photo albums. You can edit this, and you can pick who sees your stuff. And what I did was I just took all my photos out. And a company that I was lucky enough to angel invest in, that I'm a huge fan of, Backupify, lets you back up your Facebook account. So I backed up all my images, then deleted all my images. And deleting all your images takes time. And you can't even delete the images, obviously, that your friends have tagged you in. So that's a pain in the neck. But going to your account here, account settings, et cetera, going to your profile, rather, and just basically editing this stuff and deleting it. So I took all the information on the side here and just took the edit box and said, hey, remove this. I don't want my relationship status here. And edit that information and take out all your information. You don't need to have your information here. And there's really nothing good that's going to come out of it. And here I actually still have my relationship status here. I thought I deleted that. I don't want people. Interestingly, I deleted that, and now it's still showing that I'm married. Anyway, I just put a note here. I am no longer using Facebook due to their horrible track record on privacy, et cetera. And here's the likes and interests. I have 46 likes and interests. If I want to take these likes and interests out, I have to visit each one of these pages and unsubscribe from it. I can't just clear them here. Again, this is what Facebook does to try to make us overshare information we don't want. These are all getting shared, all the things I'm a fan of, and I can't get out of these things. I have to go visit each one. Again, hours and hours. So let's talk about suspending your account, because that's the first step. Any comments or thoughts, Tyler?
I feel like Zuck is thinking he's just going to play quiet and hope this goes away. And he's thinking a much longer term and really hoping this doesn't. I mean, he's obviously taken the decided position to not respond to all of this.
Yep.
And it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because at some point, the louder it gets, the more obvious he's ignoring it, and people will have to vote with their feet. But I think that
he's clearly enabling it.
Yeah,
I mean, this is going to make it much worse. Now,
but he's thinking if they're not, I've done so much at this point.
Yeah.
That if they haven't already left, I can pretty much do anything at this point.
Right.
What else left could he do to?
Interestingly,
to violate
here in the chat room. Here in the chat room,
yeah.
I see that Mark Zuckerberg has logged into the chat room and asking for any props to Palo Alto. I have a feeling that's not Mark Zuckerberg in the Ustream chat room. So let's show deactivating my account. You can deactivate your account. Now, what this means is it's basically turned off. Nobody else can see your account, and you can always turn it back on, but the public's not going to see it. They still have your information in there. So if you don't want your information to be compromised by Facebook, and let's face it, they've compromised people's information many times, you probably shouldn't trust them. That's my belief. That's many people's belief at this point. You want to get as much information out of Facebook as you can. Delete your pictures of your kids, get them out of there, put them on a site from a company you can trust. I feel I can trust Yahoo. Yahoo has never broken that arrangement with me. I really feel like I can trust Google. Google, when they have a snafu, like they did with their,
Buzz.
They've had, Buzz. They take ownership of it. They talk about it.
And it was a purely technical snafu.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the snafu.
Right.
What you can judge
Blippi
people.
had a very brief.
One of the best ways to judge a person is how they behave when they make mistakes.
Right.
When they screw up, when you F up, that's when you can tell a person's character. And what happens consistently when Mark Zuckerberg screws up or behaves badly, and I think most of the time it's the latter, but some of the time it's just a mistake. I mean, Beacon was just naivete, or just maybe overthinking or getting high on your own supply or any of these number of things. You can judge somebody by their behavior. Google messes up, Yahoo messed up, AOL messed up, giving out search data. What did they do? They said, we are so sorry. We screwed up. And they detail how they screwed up. Because part of making amends is explaining what you did to the other person, right?
You can do that when it's an honest mistake. If you intentionally screw somebody, you're not really in a position to say, sorry, it was an accident. And more importantly,
actually you can.
Well, your attorneys are not going to, your attorneys are going to say, don't say anything.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting. Maybe you think he's getting information from his attorneys
Absolutely.
And legal counsel saying, shut up.
Don't
You've screwed
say
up
a word.
so bad that this IPO is coming off the rails because of the lawsuits.
They're just,
My prediction is he will be in front of a Senate hearing, like the D-bags at BP, like the garbage at Goldman Sachs, and all these guys who've been robbing and destroying the environment and the country. He is falling into that same loathsome group. So let's deactivate. Let's just do it.
I would like to see John McCain at the Senate hearing try to deactivate his Facebook account. That would be brilliant.
Exactly.
That would be brilliant TV.
And you know what you lose? You know what happened on Facebook yesterday? Nothing. You know what happened the day before? Nothing. Nothing happens on Facebook. There's nothing going on there. People playing Farmville, people sharing some photos. They're giving status updates. Put your photos on Flickr or Google Picasso. Those are much better photo sharing sites. They don't downgrade the resolution. They don't break your privacy and have very granular privacy settings down to the picture level where you can do really interesting things. And they're just better. SmugMug, there's many better choices. And we have to vote with our dollars. Genie, David Sachs, who was on the program. I don't remember what episode, but Genie, David Sachs was on one of the first couple of.
I think, wasn't it?
Was number 2, yeah. So when David Sachs was on, he showed Genie. Genie's a brilliant way, and if you put any member of your family, especially like aunties, you know those aunties who are really into family and show up early for Thanksgiving and Easter and like it's their big day of the year, or you know, Seder or whatever, Rosh Hashanah, Kwanzaa. That aunt will build out your whole family tree to a level of absurdity that you have never seen in Genie, and it's a beautiful service for birthday reminders, status updates from your family, and completely secure and private. You can just set it up to be just you and your family, and you can share photos there as well, and birthdays and updates, and it's great. It's so much better for family than something like Facebook. And for updates, we all know Twitter is a better product for updates. There's more going on there. Everybody's got a Twitter handle. You can easily interact with everybody. Yes, you know it's public in general, unless you set your thing on private, but I think it's a better status update place. All that leaves is really casual games, and there's a lot of casual game sites you can go to, or you can just use you can make yourself a Facebook ghost and only use your Facebook page for playing your Farmville. So if you go to your account settings, you go to account here up the top right, and you just go to account settings, right? So now that's one step, and right there at the bottom of the setting page is deactivate account. I'm going to click deactivate. Boom, nothing to be scared about. And then here comes the Facebook desperation. Unbelievable. They put a picture of my sister-in-law saying she's going to miss me because she's got a cupcake, and she's holding the cupcake. This is my sister, Joyce. And she's holding the cupcake in the Jason Calacanis patented style. What you see there in my patented cupcake eating style is that I rip the bottom of the cupcake off, and I make a sandwich out of it, so the icing is containable. This is a patented idea that Facebook has stolen from me.
He knows no bounds.
No bounds. But look at this desperation. 4,813 friends will no longer be able to keep in touch with you. Are you sure? Joyce is going to miss you. Michael's going to miss you. Laura, I mean, everybody's going to miss me. No, they're not. They're going to find me on Twitter and many other places. Why are you deactivating? I don't understand Facebook. I don't feel safe on Facebook. I have another Facebook. I have a privacy concern. I'm going to put I have a privacy concern. Please remember that you can always control the information that you share and who can see it. Before you deactivate, please take a moment to learn more about the privacy works on Facebook. It's so desperate. If there is a specific question or concern you have, I hope to find it and address in the future. And then I will explain here. I do not trust your company or your CEO and founder, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. And I will, should I email out further emails? I'll leave it on. I want to see what they're going to say to me. And I'm just going to click here, deactivate. Boom. Please confirm with your password. Of course, that's a standard thing to do, so somebody doesn't do this to your account while you're getting a cup of coffee. Now it's a security check. I got to go do this. Okay. And finally, am I deactivated? Not deactivated. Please deactivate my account. Confirm with my password. Yes, that's my password. Okay, now put this in. Catchpa. Oh, there we go. Your Facebook account has been deactivated. To reactivate your account, log in. Boom, boom, boom. So now if we were to go to Facebook/Jason Calacanis, you will not see my account. This page was not found. J. Calacanis. I am now deactivated. That's the second step you can take. I suggest everybody take off. Today's the 21st. Just take off until June 1st and see how it feels to have 9 days off of the Facebook machine. That's something very simple you can do. Spend that time with your family. Spend that time reading. Spend that time going for a walk. Get those minutes back in your life. Nothing is going on Facebook. Go play Scrabble with your family or on your iPad. I'm not again anti-technology. It's not a Luddite thing. It's just you don't want to support companies that treat you badly. Go spend that time on Genie. Go spend that time on Zynga's site if you want to. OK, so now I'm deactivated. Now if I want to log back in, just use my same login and password. And it's going to ask me to, I believe it should prompt me to reactivate my account. And then we're going to delete this account. And once we're done with that, we can get on with the show. There's a lot of important information on this show today. We got a great Ask Jason. We got a great Shark Tank where people are going to be pitching us on ideas. And Keith Lee, the CEO of Booyah, is going to be on. That's my town, which is one of the most popular location-based services. And he will be on talking about that and his, I think he raised $20 million this week. Did Booyah? What did they raise? OK, so no, I don't want Chrome to save this password. And I'm activated again. Or not. Let's see. Yep, looks like if you just log in, you're back on. So that's it. You can deactivate, nothing to worry about. Now, if you want to kill your account, how to kill your Facebook account permanently. This is known as deleting your account. And hopefully when I delete my account, Facebook doesn't have my stuff, but I actually don't believe them. I think they still have my information. And to do this, to delete your account, you have to go to a special URL. But it's not linked to anywhere on here. Help Center, Application Center. Wow, I guess there's no easy way to get to the delete. You have to go to the specific URL. But shouldn't there be a link from my account settings to do this? Security, password, networks, Facebook ads, language, mobile, no. How do you actually delete? Is there a menu item? And if I do a search, delete my Facebook page, am I going to find it? I got a WikiHow article, but not actually how to delete it here. So I'm going to have to type in this URL because there's no way to get to it through the newsfeed. I wonder if people in the chat room have the link to delete it. OK, here we go. So you can't even find the. Oh, look at that. Great. People in the Nick365 says he just deactivated his account. That's great. Where does anybody know how to get to it? I'm just asking the chat room here. We have 600 people almost watching, 570. Does anybody know how to get to the delete page through the navigation, or do they just hide that from you? People are saying it's a well-hidden link, but there's got to be a way to get to it, right? You can't. We have to confirm this. You can't find this page in the navigation. You have to Google it. Wow, it's deliberately hidden. That tells you all you need to know. No, account settings? No, it's not in account settings. So you have to just go to this link. There's a group on how to permanently link your account that a user made, but you can't get to it. So you have to go to the URL, facebook.com/help/contact.php !show_form=delete_account. This is pathetic. The fact that I'm going to create a bit.ly URL for this. And I'm going to put in this URL. And I'm going to name it. I will name this so that it is easy for you to remember. Here we go. I'll put that in here, and I'll customize this. And I'm going to name it Die Facebook. Nope, that link is taken. Of course it is. Die Facebook Die. Is that link taken? OK, there we go. So all you have to do if you want to get off of Facebook is go to bit.ly/die_Facebook_die. And that'll take you to this hidden URL. And then I'm just going to hit, it says here, if you don't think you will use Facebook again and would like your account deleted, we can take care of that for you. Keep in mind that you will not be able to reactivate your account or retrieve any of the content or submissions you have added. If you would like your account deleted, then click Submit. This is the moment of truth. We're going to delete the account at this very moment. Is there any final words that we need to say, Tyler? I mean, could this decision be any easier to not enable a company that behaves so badly? Is there any reservation in the chat room that this is the right thing to do? Is there any reservation in anybody, if now, if anybody has anything to say it now, or you're going to have to hold your peace. You know what they say at a wedding? Speak now or forever hold your peace. It's pretty entertaining. The chat room is going crazy right now. And so I have my bayonet. This bayonet, by the way, was sent to me from Afghanistan, from a captain in Afghanistan. Gave me his bayonet because he said, when you're out of ammunition and you're up against the wall, the last thing your commander says to you is to put the bayonets up and to put these onto your rifle, because this is all you got between you and the afterlife. And he said that I inspired his group in Afghanistan. And so he sent me an actual bayonet from Afghanistan with confirmed Al-Qaeda kill on it. Doesn't have a confirmed Al-Qaeda kill on it. I'm just joking. But that's the greatest gift I ever had. And I'm going to read the letter from him if he lets me. I just want to get permission first. But that's a great knife. And this is going to be me killing the page. OK, here we go. Drum roll, please.
I was saying click the mouse with the knife.
Click the mouse with the knife? That's pretty funny. No, I will do it right now. I'm going to click the Submit button. And it gives me this dialog. You are about to permanently delete your page. Please fill out your password, which I will do gladly. Please fill out the CACHPA, which I will do gladly. God, they make it so hard, don't they? OK, get me out of here. Oh, God. I absolutely put my email, my address. This is, it's so hard to read these CACHPAs sometimes. Loading. This could be it. Here we go. Wow, this is taking a long time when you have 5,000 friends. People are really excited. Wow, this could take forever.
I think there's going to be an offer to entice you to from leaving.
I think they're actually connecting me to Mark Zuckerberg's office. Hello? Mr. Zuckerberg. Well, here we go. Look at this. Another window. They will not. Every time I try to leave, they pull me back in. Another confirmation screen. This little. You see, how you write these dialog screen is how you get judged in our industry. Look at this one. Permanently delete account. I've said like 5 times I want this account deleted. Your account has been deactivated from the site and will be permanently deleted within 14 days. If you log into your account within the next 14 days, your account will be reactivated, and you'll have an option to cancel your request. I mean, I don't understand what that means exactly. If you log in within the next 14 days, your account will be reactivated, and you have an option to cancel your request. Option to cancel my request to delete. OK, I get it. But it's just more obscurification. So if I click OK here, am I deleted, please? OK, that's it. I am off of the, it seems like I am off of the Facebook. Fantastic. And I think your idea is beyond brilliant. And that was brilliant. I feel like I'm weight lifted, actually. I don't have to log into Facebook and look at all these stupid, just nonsense. All right, everybody else, you can delete your stuff as well. I will be on you can be sure I'm going to be on every news program over the weekend, like discussing why I deleted my Facebook account, as if I have that much time. I need to go play poker. The World Series main event's coming up, and I got to get training again. Yes, the knife is right here. Somebody in the chat room wanted to see the knife again. Pretty nice knife. I mean, it's significant. And by the way, it's I can wear this because they said if it's the same, the knife just has to be the width of your hand, and it's okay to wear it. So I think that's about the width of my hand, right?
It's about, yeah.
You have to hold it the right angle, but I think that's about the width. So it should be no problem wearing that around Santa Monica. All right, let's move on with the program. I just have a question for the chat room. Did anybody else delete their account or turn their account off? I'm wondering. People are saying my page is not up there. Oh, I think you're talking about my fan page. Yes, I have a fan page as well on Facebook, which I can't log into anymore. But there's a fan page that says everybody should quit, and I guess I got to take that one down too. So, although I don't think I can, people can start a fan page and you don't have control over, right? So I can't decide that I can't let you have my fan page on there. So some people said, hey, if you feel this way, why don't you get Mahalo to not allow Facebook login? Very simple answer to that question. I can't make that decision for users if they want to log.
I can't believe you just deleted your account.
Why?
Janet and Alicia are now friends. You didn't,
oh, really?
You didn't see it.
Oh my God, I missed it.
Because you deleted your account.
I deleted my account? Which Janet? Alicia?
You can still, yeah.
Oh, I got to get back on there and find out. Did Janet change her relationship status? Oh my God, my life is just over. All right. Anyway, that was all very entertaining. I feel a great weight lifted. Let me just say thank you to our friends at BenQ. BenQ, thank you for sponsoring the program, and thank you most of all for giving us one of these incredible SP890 projectors. This thing is ridiculous. We have it set up here at the office. The BenQ SP890 full HD 1080p projector, beautiful, crisp, bright HD, regardless of the lighting in the room. And we have it in a sunny Santa Monica conference room here. This thing is life-changing compared to the other projectors we had. You plug it into a Mac, you don't have to change the resolution because it can do absurd resolutions. It's super easy to use, and you can put an HDMI into it. You can put it on your Ethernet. I don't know why. Why would you put it on Ethernet? I don't understand. But it can go on your Ethernet. I guess you can send movies to it. You can put up a Blu-ray player, and boy, these guys have been great to us. And they gave us one of these to use for the next couple of months. And now it's become basically a fight of who gets to use it, which conference room or outside by the lunch desk. Beautiful BenQ SP890. Thank you for sponsoring the program. It's time for Ask Jason. All right, on the line, I have Mark. Mark, are you there?
I'm here.
Mark, I've been watching you for the last 40 minutes laughing as I delete my Facebook account. How did your Facebook deletion go? You didn't delete it.
Can I say no comment? I actually have family, a weird family situation, and it's kind of the only communication that I have with certain family members.
Huh. But other than that, you might not use it.
I actually use it for a little bit of promotion and networking as well. So
yeah,
it's, and I don't have near as many Twitter followers as the great Jason Calacanis. So it's I gotta use every networking tool I have at my disposal.
It. But you do have some concerns about it, or you feel great about it?
It's I think that anybody who tries to do what we do and tries to hold on to privacy, I think that privacy is an illusion once you connect yourself onto the interwebs.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't put anything up there that you don't think is going to be exposed.
Yeah, I mean, don't talk smack about your boss. Don't, don't say anything that you wouldn't want on a billboard in your local town.
Yeah, especially not on Facebook where they might bait and switch you and put it out there. You've got a question for us. Let's hear it.
Well, my startup, heavyasthell.com, just finished our bootstrapping phase. And we gave away thousands, did a big, huge promotion, got tons of great data, and that data makes me extremely confident that we're ready for the next step. So I want to know how to vet angel investors if they come at me, how to get time with angel investors, and also, is Go Big Network legit?
Okay.
And more importantly, when is Open Angel Forum getting to Seattle?
Okay, these are all great questions. So your site is Heavy as Hell.
Right.
I'm looking at it right now. I have the correct website. You can vote stories up and down.
Yep.
In a dig-like fashion, or it seems like videos in some cases. And so my initial reaction here is I have a dig-like competitor where you can vote things up and down. And you've got, it looks like this is for a certain type of music: heavy metal, rock, punk, goth.
Correct. Yeah, it's going for the niche kind of thing. Whereas, I mean, Dig, you go to Dig, and unless it's one of the buzz bands that like Radiohead, Coldplay, that kind of thing, meat and potatoes rock is not welcome on Dig. And so my frustrations with Dig basically birthed Heavy as Hell.
Got it.
And so but now as we develop it, we're actually kind of starting to add elements of other sites and make it a much more intimate networking from artists to their fans.
Right. So I like the idea. I agree with you. Dig is for everything. It's sort of like Yahoo Answers. It's for every possible question. That's its strength and its weakness. And verticalized versions of Dig, or Hacker News as an example, which is a vertical version of Dig. Those things I think will work well. Your question is, how do you find people to be angel investors, and how do you find people, how do you vet them when you do find them? The best way really is to look for people who have done something in a similar space and have some affinity for you or the vertical. So somebody who is into this type of music and who is in Seattle and who's done social news would be the ideal person if that person existed. That would be somebody who has a lot of knowledge in the space. And there was a company called Newsvine, I believe, up in Seattle that did like curated news and voting. I would find the team from Newsvine. I don't know if Newsvine was it bought by MSNBC at some point?
I think it was.
I think it was. So I would look for the management team of Newsvine. I go on LinkedIn, I go on Facebook, I go on Twitter. I would look for the people who work there. Maybe they had a little bit of an exit, and maybe they see some promise in what you're doing, or former Dig employees. But one thing I would say is you have to look deeply at this idea and say, is this idea fundable? And right now, I'm not certain that it will get big enough that an angel investor would want it. So you may need a value proposition where you say, I am going to do every genre of music. I have built a platform, and I am going to make one of these for jazz, one of these for heavy metal, one of these for goth, etc. And there's going to be 25 verticals of music, and then I'm going to go into other, verticals like the verticals of books or movies or something. And you're going to try to create niche communities where people discuss the news on them, and you're going to get SEO this way, and here's who the sponsors are going to be. Right now, it feels kind of small and narrow. So if you were going to try to raise $250,000 from angel investors, I think they would say, how does this become a $10 million a year in revenue business? And you might not be able to give them a good enough answer. Tyler, your thoughts?
It was from Seattle, and it was MSNBC that acquired it.
Yeah, MSNBC bought it. Yeah.
I don't have anything to add other than your points, Drew.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
I also wanted to know what your thoughts are on Go Big Network.
Yeah, now I've seen this. It's come up a couple of times. Did they ask you to pay anything to connect you with investors?
There are premium versions of it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious as to, before I give them money, I wanted to get the sensei's approval. If you've never heard of them, that makes me kind of wonder. I've actually got a question live that I submitted to this site called Mahalo.com. You might have heard of it.
Yep.
But it's a question pending. What are people's thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't think that this is a legitimate site, and I'll tell you why. Anybody who's an angel investor is not looking for deal flow via a website that charges people to route them to the right investor. I think this is probably, maybe it's not a total scam, but it feels scammy to me. And every angel investor of note I know, the way that they connect with clients, entrepreneurs, is through their existing network, or an over-the-transom email, or an over-the-transom text, Twitter message, or Facebook reach out. You can go take a look at a site called venturehacks.com, which is a great site, and I'm on the site, and they have all the angels listed there. I guarantee you none of these angels, well, I can't guarantee you, but I'm almost certain none of these angels are on Go Big Network. I can assure you that I am not, Mark Cuban is not, Chris Sacca is not, Kevin Rose is not, Matt Mullenweg are not getting their deals through the Go Big Network. This to me seems like they're telling people what they want to hear. Post a request for funding, connect with investors, and get funded. That is not how it works. That is the exact opposite of how it works. The way it works, I mean, this might be a great way to get recruiters to call you and lawyers to call you and people who want to sell you something to get your startup going, but that's not how it works. You're going to go to tech events, you're going to look at Crunchbase, you're going to read the trades, you're going to get on LinkedIn, and you're going to hustle and find these people and say, can I get a cup of coffee with you? I really loved Newsvine, and I just wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. If there's any way, I'll meet you anywhere downstairs at your office building just for 10 minutes to get coffee and show you what I'm doing and get your advice. I'd really appreciate it. People love that. People love that somebody's asking for advice. Even myself, like I don't have a lot of time, but if somebody asks me like 3 or 4 times and they're in the area, I'll sit down with them, sure. Or I'll have Tyler sit down with them. No big deal. And so I don't recommend paying for these premium memberships and going through this website. It's just not how it works. And deal brokers are also a scam in general. So if somebody wants to represent you and you pay them $5,000 a month and they circulate you around VCs and angels, that's a scam too. No, and if they want you to pay to get on stage at Young Startups Conference or Keiretsu Forum or Mike Scam Segal in New York or these guys, and they want you to give you some of their equity, that's a scam too. All scams. Not the way the real industry works. They're preying on people who are desperate to get money for their startups, which is understandable. What you want to do is find people at startup companies in your area and break bread with them and get the honest advice from them. And you got some honest advice from me. I'm looking at this idea saying, too niche. How can it be bigger? How can this be a platform? How can this get many more people involved and get bigger? Because if you're going to put an investment in, you want to see it get bought at some point and have an exit, so because it is an investment, right? The investment has to be realized. I don't know what the exit strategy here is. Who does it get sold to? A music site, maybe, but it would be better if you had 25 of these and then Rolling Stone said, hey, we're going to buy this network of 25 community news sites around music, and we're going to plug it into Amazon, or we're going to plug it into, some site that sells music, or Barnes & Noble, or something. So thanks for the call. We're coming to Seattle. When? Boston is in June 18th.
Boston's June 18th. Seattle's the following month. It's in my office.
July.
Yeah.
So we'll be there in July, and we need people right now to who are in Boston, who are looking to raise angel funds, to go ahead and go to openangelforum.com. And I think right now you have a 125% chance of getting accepted to Boston, because I think there's under 6 people have applied. Your chances of getting into Boston right now, entrepreneurs, is great, because it's the first time in the city. First time in the city, we don't get that many applications. We might only get 50 applications for 6 spots. You got a 10% chance. And you know what? A lot of times there's 10 or 20 applications we can cancel out because they're just business plans. So Boston in June, Seattle in July, London in October. That'll put us at 8 cities. And we have 2 national sponsors, Symantec and Silicon Valley Bank. Open Angel Forum will be in 8 cities this year, 15 next year. We're totally sustainable. We have a full-time staffer.
I think we have something coming on in November. We could do it in November.
And we could do it in November possibly in another city.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. And we will talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Peace. I always respect guys who are building something and actually get it done.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing. So the reason I really like this is he actually built it. Yeah, he's learning.
There's a huge difference between having an idea and having something to show.
Yeah, you have to build a site because nowadays it's so easy to build a site. It only costs $10,000 or 10 hours or 100 hours, and, you know, a couple $100 in designers. You have to have the site on lockdown. You have to actually have produced something of quality so that people can get an idea of if you're somebody they should work with.
Yeah, it's gotten to a point where if you have the idea, you can build the site.
Yeah.
Just to show the idea.
Absolutely. It's sort of like the business plan is now the mock-up of the site, or the mock-up is now the actual site. And another person who has it on lockdown is DNA Mail. DNA Mail. Everybody loves DNA Mail. They are a complete hosted Exchange server solution, SharePoint and CRM, as low as $295 a month. You're going to want to call them and you're going to want to tell them that your Uncle Jason sent you. They have been a sponsor of the program from the beginning, and they are incredibly, incredibly just a well thought out service. All of their customer support, you know, is in the United States. 100%. We need these jobs here in the United States. What could be more patriotic with July 4th coming up than putting your hosted Exchange server on DNA Mail and getting somebody in the United States to give you customer support? You're going to want to go check out DNA Mail. Everybody loves DNAmail.com. And
if you kind of want to get more of a background on the guy behind DNA Mail and our VPS, George.
George, great guy.
Episode 32.
Episode 32. You can see him. Right? We had him on the show. He sponsors the show. It's all in the family.
I got a whole new level of appreciation for DNA Mail and Power VPS after watching his interview.
Yeah, he's a really great CEO with a great team and doing great work. So you're going to want to check them out. Let's do a Shark Tank.
I need money. What I want, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. What I want, that's what I want.
I hear the train coming. That is the pitch train rolling into the station, and you've got to get off the...
You got to get off the bitch train and just pick one.
And you got to get on the pitch train. There we go. It's the pitch train pulling in. Let's hear a pitch. I love when founders pitch. It's great. They're always so excited. You know what I'm talking about, Tyler. They get stupid excited, talking over themselves. All right. On the line, we have Mark Z from Palo Alto, and you have an idea for a social network. No, it's Jay. Jay is on the line. Jay,
yep,
can you hear us?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
How you doing, Jay? We can hear you.
Good. All right, great.
So you know the rules of Shark Tank. You're going to
do.
give us a 60-second pitch. We are going to listen, and then we are going to rate you on both your ability to pitch on a scale of 1 to 10, and then we're going to rate you on your idea 1 to 10.
All right.
Everybody in the chat room has to listen very deeply and then put I for idea, 7, or whatever it happens to be, space. Oh, I'm sorry, pitch. You can write out the word pitch. Pitch colon number, idea colon number. Or if you're a regular, you just put 7 / whatever. We know the first one is the pitch, next one is the idea. Everybody in the chat room can give me a okay, I understand, Captain. I like to get a confirmation that people are listening. So I would like to see, okay, Captain, Roger, Roger, oh, Captain, my Captain. There we go. So now people are saying, Roger, Roger, aye, aye, Captain, yes, Captain, okay, Cappy, affirmative, 10-10, okay, si, senor, understand, Captain, okay, understand, let's roll, aye, sailor.
Wakarimashita, Captain.
Wakarimashita, Captain.
That's Japanese.
You rule, Captain.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Are you ready, Jay?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's let Fondue into the room, or else she's going to cry. Fondue is here. Come here, girl. You want to hear the pitch? Get in here. Good girl. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Jason, have you ever been in a jam and need a second set of eyes, but no one's around to help? With the emergence of powerful live streaming technology, our product On the Spot solves this problem. On the Spot channels the power of mobile streaming technology to provide a live answer platform for people who need a response immediately. A simple application on your smartphone allows streamers to quickly select their problem category and present live video feed to a pool of relevant online gurus. Now, response time plays a role in the viewer competition, and correct answers are rewarded with points. So users at home are now engaged in and experiencing your situation as it happens and are able to provide a live response and resolution. A closed circuit option would be available for private or corporate use. The revenue stream comes from an advertisement-driven prize system where players accumulate points to obtain rewards provided by the advertisers. There's huge value here because advertisers can choose a specific knowledge category to reach their target audience. On the Spot is essentially Ustream meets Mahalo, bringing you answers when you need them most.
Done. Perfect. You had like 5 seconds left. Good job. So what I heard was an iPhone application that allows you to ask a question over video and get a video response or some sort of video response. So sort of like directory services, I guess, or something like that. And it's good for advertisers because you know the vertical somebody's asking a question in. So if they're asking what movie should I see this weekend, you might play an ad for a movie. And if you're asking what's a great place to have Japanese food in Santa Monica, you might have a local ad, et cetera, et cetera. I think you did a solid job of pitching. I didn't understand exactly what platform it's on. I think you said mobile mostly. Streaming video on mobile is, still coming. It feels like Cha-Cha with video a little bit, or Mahalo Answers or Yahoo Answers with video. We've actually discussed this idea here. It sounds like chat roulette with Q&A, so it's interesting. I think it's more fun than a business. I think users might get into it, certain users. A lot of people don't like to be on video, but some are exhibitionists and do like to be on video. I give the pitch, was very solid, a 7.5, and I give the idea, part of me wants to say an 8 because I like this kind of Q&A knowledge base, and part of me wants to say a 7 because I think it's boutique-y. So I may have to go 7.5 again. Tyler, what do you think?
The hard part with video, even if you do manage to get a lot of people on, is the SEO element of it, which is so inherent in all of this. The real key benefit of text is the ability, well, first of all, the ads alone read your text and decide what ads to run with it. And in video,
so video is less efficient.
Far less efficient.
For SEO, for advertising though, it's not automatic, but I don't know if I'm waiting for an answer, do I want to watch a video? I guess it would be maybe if the videos were saved. So if I asked, what's the best iPad case,
right,
and an iPad expert answered it, then the video pre-roll or on the bottom would be fine.
But
so the archive of the answers might be interesting.
I'll kind of answer the question with the question. Why isn't there a video eBay or video Craigslist?
Because it doesn't provide enough value over text and images. If I'm going to buy a car, but actually some people, now when you put cars up there, they do videos of the cars, and there are services that actually go and take videos of the car. But I don't know that the video provides any more value. Perhaps in erotic services or adult services on Craigslist, the video would be more valuable.
But even on eBay Motors,
I don't have like the rim shot here.
There was.
Was there?
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Anyway, go ahead.
Even eBay Motors, the vast majority are not video.
Right.
And that's been around a long, long time.
They do have those live auctions on video, on television, stuff like that. Anyway, what does the chat room think? Let's ask the chat room. What do you guys think of the idea? I see 8. The pitch 8. The idea 7. 8, 8. I see 9, 7. I see
the pitch was
8,
good,
7.
actually.
I think the pitch was good. He didn't go too fast. He didn't go too slow. Pitch 7. Pitch 8. Pitch 8. Pitch 7. Pitch 9. Idea 7, 9, 7, 8, 8, 6, 9, 8. People actually really like it. So this is one of the better pitches we've had. I see a lot of 7s, and I see some 8s and 9s, which is good. So address some of our feedback. Jay.
All right, yeah, let me give some input on that. I think that as a quote-unquote knowledge guru, you're actually logging into a web browser to answer these questions. So you're not actually giving a video response. Basically, you're selecting a knowledge category, whether it be health or science, that you're most comfortable with. And based on the users out in the field, and this is really supposed to be, if you're out and about and you need a quick answer, you point your phone, at the problem and answer the question, as opposed to you being on, on the video yourself. you point the phone at the problem, you ask the question, and the people in the actual waiting in the knowledge categories are there to actually, they have the internet at their disposal. They're there to essentially obtain an answer for you and text it to you, or not text it to you, put it into an input box which comes up on your phone, and you accept that answer as correct on your phone, and you're done.
Okay, that sheds a lot more light on it, because we're sitting here wondering, why would I want to get a response back in video? But it makes a lot more sense that you're taking a video of the fact that you have a dent in your car, or a flat tire on your car, or
how do I fix this? Or
you got a burn, or you got a cut, or a bee sting. What should I do? Here's my bee sting. How do I get the stinger out?
And that's where the business value comes in, because, for example, if you are, say, an IT technician on site, and you're trying to figure out a problem, whether it be at a residential, at a residence or at a business, you can essentially, point your phone at the problem. If you're having a problem with a router or something, and people at your central office are saying, oh, well, you have these wires plugged in backwards. Let me help you out here. And they send you a quick text and reverse this, and so it can help you in a number of ways.
Okay. So I am going to take 1 point off for your pitch and add 1 point for your idea.
All right.
Because it didn't come across, and a lot of people were confused. You got to be very clear and say, people will submit video of their problem and receive text back as their answer.
Correct.
This is particularly helpful in situations like A, B, and C. So, a person gives a video of the outfit they're going to wear tonight, but they don't know if it looks good, and one of our fashion experts would look at it and tell them thumbs up and how they could enhance the outfit, take those stockings off and wear, leggings or I don't know what. I'm not a fashion guy. So I think you could explain it a little better. We do have attachments on Mahalo, and we support video, maps, images, and MP3s. And what we find is most people don't take the time to add a video, except in answers where they like to put a video for, if they find somebody has answered a question in video, or a funny thing like somebody asks what's the best movie from the 80s, they'll put, a scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High that they like a lot.
Right. Now the video is a live streaming, so if they're in the situation as it happens, they can get an immediate response, and it's a single click of a button.
And how are you incentivizing the answerers or experts?
Yeah, what's my incentive as the answerer?
Okay, that is our point system. Basically, you're going into the category of your choosing because you're most comfortable with that area. You're trying to answer these questions as quickly as possible, and the first right response gets a point.
Right.
And you start accumulating these points, and you have an advertisement-driven prize system, and based on that, you can go into the prize store and you can purchase, products that are placed there from your advertisers, or they may have some sort of promotion going on.
Right, like the Mahalo store.
I almost relate it to like the boardwalk, where you're saving up tickets to get the biggest prize, because it's a tiered system. So you're going up, and you're.
And to break your heart, here's the Mahalo store, where you can go buy a Jawbone, which is one of our sponsors, and you can buy the Jawbone at a discount, and use your Mahalo dollars to do it, or you can donate them to Kiva. Or buy a gift card. So yes, you are on the right track. People are incented by achievement porn, which is like the points, and other people are, they'll just like helping people, so that's the goodwill. Other people want the points to get the things. That's the sort of game aspect and the little rewards. You have a pretty good idea. I guess it just depends on if people want to submit a video of their problems.
Yeah, and I guess there's a technical issue with how do I get, because it's real time, the real time element has an advantage. I see why that's of interest to you, but it poses an interesting technical problem in that you can be viewed one at a time.
Well, on Quick, I don't know if you're familiar with that platform.
Yeah.
Yep. Basically, and this is where the idea came from. My friend and I were actually watching all of the random videos pop up as they were happening.
Okay.
Just because it was intriguing.
I see how you're seeing it.
And we saw, basically the video we saw was some flashing lights. We said, oh, what's this? So we clicked on it, and it turned out to be some kids getting pulled over by the police. And so we were interested. We were watching it. And these kids are videotaping as as it's happening. The police officers are asking them questions. They're asking for identification and so on and so forth. And they start to question whether or not their rights are being violated. So in response, I go out and find these amendment rights, Yahoo Answers or something, and I basically send it to them. And they look on their phone like, oh, look, we're getting live responses here. This is great. So they start reading off of these, responses to the police officers. And, lo and behold, they get left alone because
so
at one point
you have to include that in your pitch, by the way. That's an incredible use case.
I'd love to. I just I wanted to make sure I could get everything in, and I didn't think I could fit it.
It's a good use case. I mean, you got to be careful. Those kids could also get beat up and have their phone broken if it's the wrong cops in the wrong town.
And it's actually illegal to record a police officer if they don't know they're being recorded.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They did know they were being recorded, and they actually
I understand.
Being streamed too.
I'm just saying you have to be careful with people.
Message to kids interacting with the police officers. There are 3 things you should say to a police officer when you're being pulled over. No, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, officer. You can answer whatever other question you want, but that's a pretty good start. And leave your camera phone and your quick in your pocket. You do not want to agitate an officer. There's no reason to take that out as an adversarial thing to do. That's just some free advice from me. And that's the advice I would give them is turn off your phone and just be a gentleman and keep your hands where you can see them. I got pulled over in the Tesla the other day. This is what I do. This is why I get off all the time. I got pulled over twice in the Tesla in 1 month. Twice.
Because you don't have plates on the car.
I got the car back. I'm going to put the plates on. But anyway, it's just a freak thing because it's only 2 times I've ever been pulled over for the plates. Well, actually, one time was the plates, and one time I made a left turn where I wasn't supposed to make and the guy, both times I got let off. Here's what I do. Turn the car off. Take the key out. Put the key on the dashboard where the cop can see it. This sends a signal that you are not going to drive off like a maniac and that you have empathy for them, that you are understand that driving off is a crazy thing that some people do in cars. The keys are right up there. Then I take my wallet and I put my wallet up there and I take my driver's license out and I lay it on top of my wallet and I grab the insurance because it takes a couple minutes. I put the insurance on the dashboard and I put my hands at 11 and 1 o'clock. If this is a clock, 11 and 1 o'clock. Not 9 and 3, where I could jump down and grab something. 11 and 1. And dome light on. Very important. I've got the dome light on, keys, registration, license. Hands at 10 and 1. I'm sorry, officer. No, I did not realize that I made a left turn. I apologize for that. I'm just on my way home. Can I have your license and registration? Yes, it's right here. Now watch, my hands go from here to here to here. He says, okay, I'll be right back. I come back. Why are there no plates on your car? Just got the car back from the store. My wife's gonna put the plates on. She's just had a baby and she's forgets things. And anyway, I got off both times.
Yeah, I agree. It's a unique scenario that I bring up, but ultimately it showed me that there was value there. So whether it be applying this to another scenario, which it definitely could be, that particular scenario showed me that there was value, and it was unique. I don't expect that to happen very frequently. So
what is interesting though is that you have this compelling question, and I felt compelled to give my answer on video. I'm comfortable on video. Most people are not. We had in the roadmap for Mahalo Answers the ability to give a video response, not what you're talking about, taking a video for the question, but just click a button and if I want to answer the question, I could do it in video. And some people actually started doing this themselves. They would make a YouTube video and then paste the YouTube video into the answer. But it never took off. And I think it's because it's hard to be entertaining in video. I don't know if my storytelling is any good, but I tried to tell a story entertainingly. I don't know if it's entertaining or not. But I thought there was some value in the story.
I think that there's too many steps there. I think that people like to be involved in situations as they're occurring. It kind of makes you feel like you're there and you're part of the experience with them.
You're onto something. This might be a situation where you're too early because it might be that video, live, the networks aren't so good, it breaks up. I was playing with Quick like 2 years ago a lot. People remember I was driving the prototype of the Tesla around town. And I really liked it, but it's kind of flaky. Maybe it's gotten a little bit better. The networks are getting better. This might just be one of those situations where you're a little bit early. When the iPhone comes out with the video camera on the front next week or the week after, that might be the thing that makes your thing possible.
4G networks, everyone having a decent phone, and more. There's another quick problem to solve, which is when you were doing the quick, and this is exactly what he's talking about, which is you pull out your phone and you show something, and you had a chat room going right away because you had a ton of Twitter followers that would see that you're streaming. And
yeah, it was crazy.
Ashton Kutcher was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But how do you filter the responses that you're getting so that you know that they're of a qualified answer to some extent?
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily want people who don't have legal expertise consulting me on what to say to the police officer.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of human trust there. I think that as the answers come up on the phone, it would be almost like a translucent overlay, and the first answer to come in would remain at the top. So you're not getting like this constant stream of answers, and you can't read them quick enough because they're flying by you. You're able to kind of go down and look at the top, few, and there is that element of trust there. If you deem that to be a correct answer, you mark it as correct. And you reward them
you're getting some amount of information. I think that the idea is a little early. It feels a little bit Minority Report, but kind of cool in that way. I think that if the iPad had a video on both sides, like the one I predicted, the one Steve Jobs gave me, the 2.0 version that I have to this day with the solar power, when that comes out and you have video on the front and back, that could be interesting because then I would be at the scene of the accident and I would be holding this and you would see what's in front of me and you'd see me picture in a picture. And then I would see you in a box and it would be more like Skype multi-way calling or what we do here at the TriCaster. So I think your idea is an interesting idea in college, like in the MIT Media Lab or for like a flyer to build something like this. I don't think I wouldn't invest in it because I think it's too soon. But it is something I would think would be fun to play with. Good job. You did a great job, actually. I like that. Nice job, Jay.
Thank you.
OK. Everybody knows that if you watch 10 episodes of This Week in Startups Live, and you tweet that you want to come to thelaunchconference.com, what do they get, Tyler?
Free ticket.
They get a free ticket to the launch conference. So Roberta will take attendance during the show. She's got like some sort of a document with your Twitter handle in it, I believe. Man, we are running behind. But you're going to want to, what do they do, Roberta? Tell everybody in the chat room what they do. All right, so you just say that you want to come to thelaunchconference.com. It's going to be in San Francisco in the winter. We have a great guest with us this week, and PowerVPS has great managed hosting for you. Go to PowerVPS and use the code #TWiST, and you will get your 25% discount for life. PowerVPS.com, virtual and dedicated website hosting, powered by the cloud, 30-day money-back guarantee. Upgrades to fit your growing needs. Choose from cPanel, Plesk for ultimate control. And go take a look. These guys do a great job, and they've been helping me hosting some special projects that will be revealed at another time. Go check out PowerVPS, 877-HUG-CLOUD. You want to hug the cloud.